Good morning, everyone. Uh, I don't know how anyone else feels out there today, these days, with with what's happening in Russia and the Ukraine, and people are dying. It's yeah, well, yeah, the death toll isn't really all that high, really, when it comes down to it. Uh, and yet it's the beginning of something that probably should not have been started. And once again, I just kind of trying to see if I could find some way, to a Putin page, say, stop that. What are you doing? Just stop it. Look, who's going to suffer under all that? Really? I mean, you can't, you can't sit down with whoever and whatever and figure this out without having to start throwing bombs and killing people. For what? What do you want, really? What do you really want, right? And I came across something where it says, well, Putin feels that he was pressured into doing what he was doing. I said, here goes the excuses. We got the same administration going on here, for that matter, probably everywhere around the world. Okay, who can we blame? And for whatever own desires that we have that need to be realized regardless, and all we do is we try to find an opening, right? I saw a post of my son's where he said every pedophile should be fed to lions and tigers and bears. Oh my! And yeah, it's yeah. Every pedophile just waits. First they groom, sometimes they groom, other they wait in the dark. Right? They wait for the opportunity when a child's unprotected, right? Yes. When it comes to war, it's the same thing. Every leader that can't figure out another way or doesn't want to figure out another way besides that lurks, waits, establishes certain basis, this and that, not to avoid war, to create war, to make it happen, right? Yes. So here, I mean, I live here in the United States. What do I care what happens over in Europe, really, when it comes down to it? And yet I can't disregard or cannot pay attention to the energy that's flowing right now out there in the world over another war. So Putin says, "Well, I was forced to because they weren't going to, people were going to work with him with the safety issues of what? I'm not getting it. I don't understand it. I As a leader of a huge country like that, aren't there, just like in our country, uh, isn't there enough to need to be taken care of in every country, on every continent? Why do people have so much time to invest their energy, their either hate or love or whatever it is, greed, power, control, or being constructive and helping and realizing, right, modernization in other countries of the world where there isn't electricity flowing as it does here, water flowing as it is here, the internet flowing as it, even though the internet, though, I noticed, flowing everywhere just fine. More so than water and food and, right, yes, and warmth and interesting. Why do leaders have so much time on their hands instead of really truly working towards peace, which you can only do one way, and that is under the umbrella of God? We all know that. That's why it's not working. Why do they have so much time on their hands? to create so much havoc for just the commoner, the little people. Right? We're always the collateral damage, aren't we? They're foot soldiers. Huh? We're all expendable. Huh? The problem is that when common people are being taken for granted too much, they are going to decline. I feel like over the last couple of years, the virus that we had going, man-made, nature-made, whatever, was a warning to all of us in a way, where God was willing to take the blame, but wanted to see, was willing to take the blame, yet, trying to figure out how can I get my children to work together on something that's affecting everyone without shedding blame. This is something that needs to change. Biological warfare is a bad, really bad idea. And yet people, leaders out there in secret laboratories, they're doing that, right? There are hundreds of thousands, probably millions of dollars are being wasted on leaders getting together in one part of the world to snatch, and then talk about I don't know what, well, why not do that? You can do that all over Zoom now. It is, well, but that's not safe enough. Why can't you let everybody sit in on what kind of secrets would you have that all the common people around the world can't know about? First of all, somehow you got them whistleblowers anyway, and traitors and spies, and I don't know, why you don't seem to be able to keep any secret regardless, right? And what are these secrets? Oh, and how to create a weapon, or how to create an airplane, this and that. Well, it's not like on these Zoom calls you're having the plans out, on how to engineer a weapon or a plane or you're not talking about your military strategies or anything like that, right? What are you talking about? What should you be talking about? What should you be talking about? And why doesn't anybody want to give in? Why does everybody want to, well, we're going to strengthen our strength? It's not for the common people, and you know it. It's for your own satisfaction. You want to be a legend in history for one reason or another. Do you realize that you just make yourself into a laughingstock as a leader if you think that way? You don't get it? Jesus could have been, a far greater legend, maybe this, I don't know if it's possible, but really when it comes down to it, with his humbleness and willingness to, not exude his power that was granted by him, by God, 100% per se. If he wanted to use it, he could have, right? He created plenty of miracles. It's not like it wasn't there. It's not like it isn't in each one of us. I have to control myself very much to not send out something that I know would be executed in a negative. I don't want to do that. I have to control myself. All I want is I want to send out the positive. What positive can I send out to the Ukraine right now? To the people? Is it just be safe? Try to stay safe. Try to stay safe. Go underground. Wait until it's over, until it passes. Then hopefully you can rebuild your country again, per se, under whatever courtship it'll be, right? You're going to have to continue living, just like the rest of us as well, with whatever we're going through. You're going to have to continue living. Continue teaching your descendants. Teaching our descendants about unconditional love, right? Yes. Love's very, very conditional in human beings, even though it shouldn't be that way. So, yeah, I'm not getting what secrets out there. That there aren't any aliens that ever fell out of space, but we're going to keep it a secret because, we've been studying that now for 60 years, 80 years, and well, okay, still didn't get nowhere because there isn't anything to study about it. Okay. I'm just saying, okay? So, yeah, I don't understand. I'm not getting it. I guess probably one of the few who's not getting it. and kind of is voicing, okay, Jesus gave his life on the cross. He didn't exert the power, and he did that because his Father said, well, you know what? It didn't work. The plan didn't work to bring peace, love, and happiness to the people and to reestablish my sovereignty, my unconditional love. That's what God's sovereignty is. It's not working. I'm going to have to bring you home. I'm going to have to reorganize and try again a couple thousand years later. Jesus asked on Mount Golgotha, he says, not Mount, wasn't where he went to pray with the, he said, please, can you just let that cup pass by me? Some people think, oh God, Jesus was afraid of dying, failing. This wasn't that. Jesus didn't want to give up on us yet. Can I keep trying? God said, no, it's past. We're past trying. And then he gave them, he gave the people one more chance at the tribunal, where the Roman said, Pilate said, okay, guys, this is your guys. I've got two of your guys. One of them goes free. And who did they want freed? It wasn't Jesus, was it? So Jesus asked God, his Father, please, can this, God said, I'll tell you what, if the people decide for you, then that cup will pass. Then there's another chance. But we're going to have to let the people decide. And see how that works with God? That's unconditional love. He'll never interfere with any of our decisions. He will not interfere with your happiness, and he will not interfere with your suffering and the pain that you're going through. Because he's giving us that freedom of choice to decide. Which also means we decide who we follow. Right? Yes? Yeah. Anywho, yeah. It's a sad time here on the farm. Oh, we're all doing fine. I mean, there's nothing different here. But I feel it. I feel the horror and the pain and the fear of the people in Ukraine right now are going, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Yeah. And here's the other thing, right? Where are the preparations for it? If now, for weeks now, we've heard what's going on there, right? And the allies, supposedly, of the Ukraine, where are they? Where were they? Why did they not surround the whole country and have enough power, military power there, to for the Russians, or for the president of the Russian people? No, there's many Russians who don't like what's going on. They don't want that either. Yeah, so we can't say the Russians. It's their president, who's doing whatever he's doing. And the generals don't have enough to do. They're bored. Okay. Why so much time to get ready when it comes down to it? You just put some kind of, okay, well, you can do that, but we're kind of ready for you, Would they take the chance? Would they have that? But there wasn't really anything there. A few troops, this, that, on the east side, but okay, on the east side, okay, so on your border to Europe, the other part of Europe. All right, just so it's like, I'm not a very learned person, okay? I didn't go to college. I didn't, gosh almighty, eighth grade education is stuff. I look at the whole situation. I'm going, huh, interesting. It's nothing to laugh about. I agree. And yet, it's like watching children play. Children who are consuming a lot of money and energy and lives of others. Eh? Yes? And get away with it. No, nobody's getting disciplined for it. Yeah, interesting. Well, anyway, I thought I'll make this little video. Um, the power of thought, what one could do, and yet we have to restrain ourselves. All we can do is all I can do is be there with them, with the common people in the Ukraine, in thought, and give them the courage to have this pass. And when it passes, then you rebuild. Yeah, it's not going to be their president or Putin or or the yeah. It's going to be the common people who will rebuild again, right? It's always like that. It's always like that during every war. It is always like that. When the storm has passed, yeah, who rebuilds? Who keeps going? Growing a garden, yeah? Rebuilding the homes, keep having children, raising children, the common people. Yeah? The common people always somehow, right, like a cut down weed, comes back. Right? Weeds is the hardest thing to kill out. I mean, I'm not kidding. I don't do it because most weeds are very, very valuable, medicinal and otherwise. So, yes, you see, as commoners, we should be proud to be just the weeds in the world, right? Because as I said, they're the strongest ones. Yeah. So all I can do is in thought be there for the Ukrainian people and say it's gonna pass. It'll pass. It's not that anyone's failing you. It's just where you are at the moment is not in a good place, and there'll be other places in the world suddenly where something will happen because the leaders just can't get along, because the leaders make the wrong decisions. The leaders don't care about the common people. It's going to happen again and again and again. And all I can say is be happy you're a common person, one of the little people. Huh? If you have faith and believe in our one wonderful heavenly parent, then you know he can't change anything. That's not for him to do. Yeah? The change has to come from somewhere else. So that our freedom of will, our freedom of choice stays intact. That unconditional love we're still learning about after so many thousands of years stays intact. So no, you're not alone. You're not alone out there. And I hope that gives the Ukrainian common people the strength to say, yeah, it'll pass. We can't change our leaders, but we can stay steadfast and grow back as that weed, right? Yes? Okay. God's love and blessings always. We'll talk to y'all another time.